We'd love to say welcome to the Bottomland Liberia discussions this beautiful, should I say, Tuesday evening from my end. The time is exactly 10 minutes past, no, make it 12 minutes past 9 o'clock. And we would like to sincerely apologize to our many viewers for um, that little delay. Is due to some technical problems here. I'm in studio alone tonight. So the rest of the guys, we are responsible for some different technical work. So the rest of my guys are not here tonight. Unfortunately, Paul the Lord Chilope is away in Liberia. Jemima Kamara is engaged, and Francis Mensah is also engaged with some private issues. Mr. Dolly, I don't know whether he's coming, but I'm going to be here tonight on a solo drive and just for a few minutes, and we'll be discussing some important issues. Tonight, the format of the program is not going to be the same. I'm actually having some technical issues here with this thing because, sometimes we don't know what happens. So I really don't know what's going on tonight with this. So having real issue trying to set it up. But notwithstanding, that does not stop us from doing what we have to do. And so we like to briefly drive you through what we'll be discussing tonight. Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, uh, His Honor Judge Justice Nyami Gbeisay, is pushing or calling for strong judicial reform within the other branch, that particular branch of government. As you know, the Liberian government has three branches: the um, legislative branch, the judiciary, and the executive. So, Chief Justice Yami Bibsley is calling for a reform in his sector of the government, that is the branch that he controls. As you know, the president controls the executive. Um, of course, he's the leader of the country, but he controls the executive, and then the legislative falls under the president pro temp, and and then the judiciary falls under the chief justice. So he is calling for reform, and you may also be aware that he just took over recently, and so he's calling for reform. And usually, when leaders come to office, what they do, good leaders, when they come to office, what they do is they try to clean up, from their predecessor. That is probably something that they would like to start with their own initiatives, efforts, or whatever. And so, of course, they continue what, in most cases, they will continue what a predecessor was doing, but they would like to start something new and call it a cleanup. Okay, that they don't want to say, well, I inherited this thing, so I'll just continue with it. Probably you inherit some good things, and then you inherit some things that you don't like or that is not in the interest of the job, and so you want to clean it up. So he's calling for judicial reform, and also the next thing we'll be looking at is the deputy police chief, Nelson Freeman, is calling for, or is warning the citizens of Liberia not to attack or to desist from attacking police officers on duty. And he warns that if they do not stop, the police will apply force. And I don't know about what means the police is going to apply force, but I'll be looking at it. I'll be discussing it from my own point of view. What his meaning of the application of force will be, and I cannot speak for him. Of course, he's not here to speak for himself, but I will quote exactly what he said in the newspaper. So those are the two things I will be looking at basically, and so, like I said, the format of the program is not going to be the same tonight. We're not going to have some foreign news, but if I should just touch on one foreign news, something that I really craved for, that is, I pray that the Nobel Peace Prize will go to somebody who deserves it. So many people, I live here in Norway, and I know exactly how the people are selected for the Nobel Peace Prize. There are many nominations, but the committee will go into the back room and they will debate, they will vote, and they will select the best candidate for the prize. And so there were several names. President Donald Trump started nominating himself. He did a lot of work. Of course, we cannot take that one from him. He tried to broker peace between several countries or among several countries, and he thought by doing that he would have won a peace prize. But again, the committee, I don't work for that committee. I don't know how they do the selection, but what I do know is that they select people based on their work. Now, President Trump, so I'm just touching on the foreign news a little bit, right? President Trump has been trying, but he's like a man, bite and blow, right? He goes around making peace, calling Ukraine and Russia together to lay down their arms. He goes to the Gaza Strip and calls on Israel and the people of Palestine not to fight. Then at the same time, when Israel attacks Iran, then Trump goes there and use bunker buster bombs there, in an attempt to destroy the Iranian nuclear facilities and all these things. Okay, and the same Trump is also, I'm not condemning him, but I'm just saying some of the things that he does. So he as we speak, there is this mass deportation going on in America. America, the land of freedom, the land of opportunity that everybody will want to go to, that land of honey and milk that the Bible talks about. At least on earth here, we see that America and all the Western countries could be the land of opportunity, the land of milk and honey for poor countries. And then you go on and start to deport people in drones. Every time you deporting people, you got people lingering in jail cells. People who have been living in America working, even if they have not been living there legally, but they make contribution to the society. They get and go to work early in the morning. They pay their taxes. They got the economy running. What I do know, to be frank, in America, the foreigners do a lot of work. I remember some of my visits to Houston. You see these Mexican guys, they come, they start this flyover, right? The guys lay the foundation at one junction. And after 2 days, when you come, that thing is going far out because the guys are working 24 hours around the clock, right? The Mexicans, they're working 24 hours around the clock. So these are people that make immense contribution to the society. And all of a sudden, you grab them, you bundle them, you pack them and send them back home. And the worst part of it, you divide parents and children at the border. You take the children one place and you take the parents back home. I mean, which child will want to wake up and cannot see their mother or father with them? They're not in their, all children, even as big as I am. My father is dead, my mom is still living, she's not too well, but I love to sit by her and talk to her and stuff like that. And my own children do the same thing. Sometimes, even if I'm not in the mood, they'll come to me, they'll be asking questions, they'll be wrong. So all children want to be with their parents because that's the first God you know on earth. That's the first person your eye open on for protection, for feeding, you depend on them literally for everything. And like I said, as old as I am, okay, my mom is almost going to 90 years old. But if I see this woman, I still go back, to my childhood days and think that I'm still a small baby. So all children will let to do that, but you separate the children from the parents, and stuff like that. And in the process of even deporting people, a lot of people get wounded, people die because the inscover of the ICE officers, what we call them, and stuff like that. So, the Nobel Peace Committee, I think they were very meticulous. They according to their own standard, not that they hate anybody, but there is a prestige that they want to keep. So I was always one person who was doubtful that President Trump will ever be that guy to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. And a lot of people are speculating that Trump is not willing to receive it, or he was not wanting to receive this prize because of what he's doing. But he wanted to get even with Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama, that Obama received it so he can receive it. and Obama had ups and downs too. He came to Libya and made war and killed what the guy named what the president or Gaddafi and all these things. No American president is injured as for, from the time I've been known myself. Okay, at least from the 70s up to now, no American president is injured. But at least they all do something specific or peculiar that is really peculiar to them. So like I said, I was 1% very doubtful that President Trump would have received this. But fast forward, he did not receive it. And of course, the Nobel Peace Prize Committee leader, the person who is, I don't know the equivalence in English or the interpretation of that word in English, but it's like the person who is leading that committee, the head of that committee in Norwegian, we call it daglig leder. So the man said it, his name is Øystein Stein or even Stan Nassim, and he said that 2 days before or a few days before the announcement of the winner of the prize, he said that Trump could not win it. Trump was not qualified. He used that word. Trump did not qualify. He did not qualify for the prize, and he outlined a lot of things. One of the things he talked about was that President Trump, America being one of the greatest countries in the world, industrial countries that pollute the atmosphere, that causes, according to scientists, global warming. President Trump withdrew America from that agreement, the climate change agreement, that most industrial countries and even smaller countries signed to. He withdrew America from there. And another thing that the Nobel Peace Prize leader outlined was that Trump, in his effort to make peace, he was not still very, very posing himself to be a peacemaker. And for those reasons that I just announced, as we all know, President Trump's first term in office, he started building wall between Mexico and America. That's a long border to build wall there. Okay, and simply because you want to stop certain people from coming, and also the minister Nation talk about how Trump is separating children from their parents. All these things, I live in the Scandinavia, and one thing I know about Scandinavian countries is that they respect children and women and the elderly. Okay, they respect children, women, and the elderly. So to separate children from the parents, that for me is gruesome. It's gruesome because there's something that we do not see here in the Scandinavia. It's very seldom. No matter what. Okay, even if people come here, foreigners come here to seek asylum or whatever, and they got children with them, the government will take care of those children with their parents, because you cannot, unless the only way the government will take the children from the parents if the parents are involved in child abuse. They are, they're not taking care of the kids the right way. So the government, but to separate that, I mean, I don't understand. So I think these are some of the reasons why President Trump did not win that Nobel Peace Prize. But let me say, I don't know whether Padole is hearing me, so let me say welcome to Padole on the closing argument tonight. Padole, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, my dear. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I was just getting some report from my deputies in Liberia. That's why.
Okay. So tonight we do not have anything on the foreign desk actually, but I was just saying that President Trump did not receive the Nobel Peace Prize. This lady, Maria, from Venezuela, the opposition leader from Venezuela, received it. And I have my own. I also have my own con with that too.
You got your own opinion on that?
Yeah, I got my own opinion on that. Sorry, guys, that my phone tried to make it up. I got my own opinion on that. The same way I have my own opinion on Trump winning, and I always said it. I think Padoli can attest here on this program. I said it that I would have been one person to protest if President Trump had come here to receive that. As a Norwegian citizen, I have the right. My peaceful protest, all I do, I go to the police station and say, "No, listen, I want to protest." You ask me why. I say,
allow you to do
yeah, for so reason. Personally, me, I believe that President Trump should not receive it. I don't know Trump. I got nothing against him, but for certain reason, it just Democrat. No, that's a democratic right we have here, and the police will grant me that permit to do my protest as long as I do it peacefully, no violence. I don't bother anybody. I
You're
can
not
do it
going
and
to
go.
attack
We have seen
anyone?
it many times. So let me welcome you. So I was just talking about the peace prize and some of the reasons why President Trump was not nominated to receive that prize. What is your own take?
Um, the people were right for not nominating him because of the past record. One of the record I can tell you was when he did not win the election with the former president Joe Biden. He incited the citizens to go against the will of the election commission's decision. They even went to work and ransacked the entire Capitol building, first time in the history of America, for people to mass heavily to go and destroy and kill some law enforcers. The reason why he was not arrested and put behind bars by the American government was their law they didn't put their former president in jail. That was the only reason. But there, there was a many reason why to prove that he was behind the incitement. The international community saw that. Also, the way he portrayed himself, he had done something good. As I said the last time, we all were on the top show concerned about he becoming or not. He did something. He there was supposed to be a war between Pakistan and India. He stepped in one way or other, even though the people were not so eager to continue the war because they've been on that off and on war for many years. But immediately he stepped in and the people listened to him and the whole thing stopped right away. And also another peace talk he had in between Azerbaijan and another Eastern European countries. They've been fighting the war for over 30 years. So he the one that stopped them from that fighting. And the recent one that he just done right now after the Nobel Prize have been located to a lady is the flag that peace talk. I can see in it genuine one in that peace talk because the main warmonger is Israel. Israel is not certified the way things going and is not supporting the procedure, but just that he cannot challenge somebody who giving you whatever you need to do your work. If the person says stop dating here, if you say you're not stopping, then he say, okay, thank you, go ahead and block everything that he giving you. So the people will come and chase you in your heart. That's the reason why Israel accept whatever you're doing. So that's how I see it to be. He doesn't deserve it right now until we can see what he will do with the Ukraine between Ukraine and Russia, and to see whether the war in Gaza will be genuine one. Until then, maybe. But in the program yesterday, you could see if you watch it, the Prime Minister of Afghanistan, I mean not this place there, um Pakistan, nominated him to be to hold a peace prize something, the Medal of Peace Prize.
Yeah, but I mean, according to Irving Nation, the Nobel Peace Prize committee chair, uh, what he also said, he said Trump was not qualified this time around. Okay, he highlighted that this time around, but
Okay.
maybe in the future, who knows, next year. But
Yeah. Let
yeah,
me see how you were going to perform.
if he continues the trend that he's on, that his government is on, mass deportation of people, even people who have, they may be illegal in America that I agree to, okay, but they've been there for years, okay, and it's like they settled there. So even if you uproot them now, where are you carrying them? Say you uproot them and carry them to the original country, okay, from where they ran to come to America, and you've been there for up to 10 years. Just let's say maximum 10 years. 10 years is quite sufficient for me to have lost almost everything in my country that I'm not there to take care of. Okay, so if you carry me, I'm gonna be starting like from square one, from zero. So and there is way that they could do this immigration thing, because it's immigration, and anybody can migrate. So there could be a way. I think my thinking is that instead of just uprooting somebody who has established everything in America, somebody they got big businesses in America, you uproot them and carry them. If it is the citizenship, give them an ultimatum. You need to do this. You got to meet these kind of requirements because you've been here for long. But to just grab the person and sweep him off and carry, I think it's bad. So he needs to. We understand that he took off to protect to make America great again.
You
But
see,
again, in the process, you gotta be very careful. You gotta be good, because those are human beings that you're dealing with.
what actually he failed to realize the way he thinking. If he everybody the American were thinking like that, his parents not going to remain in America because they came full grown men. His parents, the mother and the father, both of
Yeah,
them
but
came.
I mean, they are dead, though. His parents are dead. But I mean, he got
Yeah,
he
yeah, but
got
I'm
one.
talking about the way he thinking. If the American were thinking like that, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it was not that time. So he's bringing that in here now. So
Yeah,
if it was
yeah.
that time,
This
I'm
is
sure
not
his
a
parents
thing
would
that
have
you're
gone.
supposed to know.
Yeah, but right now, so just bring it back to his wife, because his wife, or according to information, she went to America as a model, and then she remained there, and she ordered her passport, and blah blah. But whatever the case is, immigrants are all over the world. As we speak, there are Americans. Even when I came to Norway to seek asylum, I was in the camp. There was one American papa. I mean, he may be dead by now because he was in his 60s by now, and we took us on 25 years ago. And this old man, we always used to call him the Great American. He was very tall, and he always said, "Look, I'm the oldest here, and I'm American," or gave me the courtesy, and he used to entertain us. So I mean, you got Americans everywhere as we speak, and you got people from everywhere. The world is a global village. Where
Yeah,
where you live, you know where you'll be born. Actually, in
but you
fact,
don't
you
know
don't
where
know
you
where
die.
you'll be born. You don't know, because you'll be born before you see yourself. So I was born in Liberia. I didn't know that I was going to be born in Liberia. In fact, I didn't even know I was going to be born. So if there was a way that I could choose where to be born, okay, probably I would tell God, let me just stay here. Don't let me be born. Or send they say heaven good. Let me stay there. Or born me in America, or born me in one small island that I can own for myself. But nobody can determine where to be born one. And when you are born, you can also decide where to live. Because wherever you live and you have peace of
Yeah,
mind, your life
mhm.
is okay, that's your home. And
Yeah.
as you speak, we don't know where we die. So you don't
Oh,
know where you're born and you don't know where you die. But while you are alive, you can choose where to live.
anyway, that's that. The white people are making decision on that thing. So we will only emphasize on how we see it. But the white people, they're making their decision, and I don't think they're making any mistake.
We
So
hope
what do we have
we,
on
we
Labrador?
hope we hope they can make good decisions so that America could be what it used to be. And I understand uh, Trump wants to make America great again, but in making America great is it's a process, and in that process, a lot of people will get hurt, a lot of people will get affected. So we hope that the wise people will make the best decision. But let's move on to our next topic is going to be about Liberia. As you know, the Chief Justice of Liberia,
Mm.
Justice Nyami Gbese,
Yeah, let me
uh,
busy.
yeah, he just took office recently, and he is saying that, no, listen, we got to do some judicial reform here. We got to turn things around. So let me just read a little bit from the
Mm.
newspaper.
Mm.
But before I
Let
read from the newspaper, let me put his picture up. so that people can see. And I like the way I like the way he's starting. Okay, so this is Justice Nyame Gbeisay of the Republic of Liberia, the Chief Justice, but he is saying that there will be some judicial reform. So it says the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia has urged the Ministry of Justice to take swift action or regarding this is one of the things that he wanted people to do. But let's go to the real story. Let me see if I can find a real story where uh, he's calling for the reform. Let's let me get it straight here. Okay, and this is not our own news. We are just queuing it from the front page Africa. Is it
Mm-hmm.
speaking at the Temple of Justice before an audience of justices, lawmakers, diplomats, and legal professionals? President Bouacar emphasized the central role for judiciary in upholding democracy, restoring public trust, and driving national diplomacy. He used the occasion to congratulate the new Chief Justice, His Honor Nyami Gbeisay, and Associate Justice Bouacar Nkane, both of whom he praised for their commitment that President Bouacar now
Mm-hmm.
to the reform. This occasion signifies not just the state of the new court term, but also the renewal of public trust in one of the three equal branches of our government, President Bouacar said. And following that, the Chief Justice himself called for judicial reform. Let me find that place where he said, so addressing the judiciary directly, the Chief Justice called for judicial reform, and he has also called for uh, audit of the House
Mm.
of the judiciary.
Yeah.
Okay, so he said, yeah, let's listen to him. In his first formal address as head of the nation's highest court, Chief Justice Nyame Gbeisay echoed the president's calls for reform, declaring that the judiciary must seize the movement to restore credibility, improve case management, and battle corruption. Okay, we'll take a piece. We'll take a piece, Padoli. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the Chief Justice said the judiciary must reform. They must practice reform. That is, number one, they should look at our uh, credibility,
Mm-hmm.
improve case management,
Mm.
and battle corruption. So let's look at these three. Now, do you think the judiciary can have credibility now at this time, or starting from now in the future, or has it not have credibility from the past? What is he saying?
Uh, you asking for my honest opinion, how I see it, right?
Right.
Good. It's possible if the men of serious business. It's possible. Nothing impossible in the world. But one of the best chief justice that Labro ever had was very, very straightforward. But it was in the government that the president was not straight. It was corrupt and power drunk. Was chief justice uh, Churchill. Very vulgar person, harsh. He was a straightforward human being that I know. He was just a minister before he became chief justice. Churchill. But the person that he was honored, who was the Samuel Kanyado, was not in favor of the way he was handling the judicial system. Even one of the magistrates went to him at time with some kind of corruption practice statement and brought money to say, okay, this is the late money that we got here, so the case here, so we can see how best we can compromise the case. He exposed the man. He called journalists on this man. He exposed him and even decided to put him, to incarcerate him in that manner. And that person was having some support from the president at the time. It became a problem for him. So he was trying to transform the justice system in that country, in Liberia. But now, this man here, when you look at the record of this man and look at the way the present government is running their government, do you think that they will be able to transform the justice system? For me, I doubt it, because this is a man that can say something at the same time and say and do different things. It happened quite recently when the case was before them. The statement he made, and later on, because he was not favoring the ruling establishment, they say he was doing a liquor tour and here and there and another way. So that's the kind of man you and I are talking about right now. So we should look at the characters of our people before we can grade them. They say, yeah, whatever they say, it's possible they can do it or not. That's my opinion, fellow.
Okay, fair enough. Like you said, um, characters like Justice Gbeisay. Now, I don't know him personally.
Myself, I don't know him.
Yeah, I only got to know him when he was serving on the bench, and then now he's Chief Justice. But when he came with this high morale. The moment he took over, he came with this high morale that he's going to bring in sanity to the judiciary. Now he's pressing on by saying that he's going to create some credibility. But this is a man who, when he took over, the first thing he did was appointed his son, who is just in law school as associate magistrate. I mean, as a magistrate. Okay. Now, so after pressure, the son had to resign. So the question here is, what credibility? How do we expect anything credible from him? That's why I ask you. Is he trying to make some impression? Like, okay, I'll do this, but you hit the ground practicing nepotism. And even when people started talking about it, you try to justify it by saying that your son is a Liberian. Yeah, we know your son is a Liberian, but so if you have 100 sons and daughters and they're all Liberian, so you put all of them in government? No, you can't do that. So where's the credibility and that he's talking about? So these are some of the things that can make people to create doubt in people. Now he's talking about bringing credibility and
I want
improve
to.
case management. Okay, case management. I don't know, because in that sense, there are several cases that can remain at the Temple of Justice for so long time. So he's talking about case management. Yes, let's see what he's going to do. But the question is, how 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 effective is it going to be?
Yeah,
So,
Liver, let me make some credits on what you just said. You say he appointed his son. There's no evidence to show that he recommended his son or he appointed his son. Even though his son was appointed under his jurisdiction because he is the chief justice. But the appointment was done by the president.
yeah, by the president, but there
Yeah.
was I mean,
Let
okay,
me
that was a slip. That was a slip of tongue on my part. He
okay.
didn't directly appoint the board, the
Okay.
man,
So
but
he didn't appoint them.
through recommendation.
There's no evidence to that effect as well that he recommended his son to be given that position.
Yeah, no direct recommendation or no evidence. Okay,
No
I'll take it
evidence.
for
So
let's take it for granted. Yeah,
yeah.
let's agree to that. But why was he trying to justify his son being appointed honor his rule by saying that his son was, I mean, it's a Liberian and whatever.
I'm not a fan of him, but relatively, he will not say anything wrong by law. I think I said that one time in our talk show. I said the Chief Justice statement is not wrong by law, and the man is a lawyer.
Yeah,
You
it's not
know?
wrong by law. You see, I think when the people were when they seen law people when they
Mm,
were crafting this law about the what you call that um um about the law that you cannot appoint your own family in law in government, or you cannot, they knew that it's not, there's no law against it, but the optics. Okay, the optics. Now let's look at some of the bad effects of having your children or your family in government serving under you. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, had Robert Sirleaf, and or the one that just passed,
mm,
Charles Sirleaf,
mm.
and Fumba Sirleaf. All of them were in government. And
Fuma
Robert
Sirleaf
Sirleaf, when
was
he
not her
mismanaged,
biological. I mean, was not her biological child.
no, you know that whatever now the Robert, our son, and
Yeah, yeah. Robert was her own
yeah,
child,
and
and
Charles was
child was
son.
her own, but
Yeah,
Fuma
that
was. Yeah.
former was adopted. Okay, we agree.
Mhm, he
But
was an
having your children honor you. What happened when Rawa Sali had problem at Nokar? What did she say? She said, "I took responsibility,"
Yeah.
knowing fully well that our law in Liberia says that you cannot prosecute the ex-president. Okay, so she, instead of Rawa taking responsibility, she took the responsibility. And what can we do to her? Nothing. And so all our money went in vain. Okay, so that's some of the things we're talking about. So the optics is bad. You can do something good. No, listen, you can do
Mm,
something good, but the way you do it and the effect is what people look at. You call me to eat, then you put poison in the food, you give it to me. So tell me, so what? What is a good thing there? So you call me to eat, which is a good thing. You give me food, you offer me food, but you put poison inside. So what is a good thing there? You see
yeah,
it?
if I put portion in the food and give it to you, I want you to die.
So then, but outside people will say, yeah, but you are offering a hungry man. Okay, you see a hungry guy sitting in the street, you say, my man can't eat. You carry a good bowl already to the man, but you poison it. The man eat it, die. So the optics, that's what I'm talking about. The intent is different, but the optics. So, but in any case, Nyame Gbeisay is calling for Chief Justice. Nyame Gbeisay is calling for judicial reform, and so he talked about this integrity or credibility. He talked about improving case management, and this one I'll see something good to talk about it, because
Mm,
case management, there are some cases that have been resting for ever and ever, and even some of those people have died. The people who were involved in some of those cases have died,
mm,
and nothing has happened. So if he's talking about you will improve case management, I hope it will be like the case management will be something like speeding up the
mm.
judicial process in every case, so it can be adjudicated very fast and timely, so that at least people will get justice. And then the next thing you talk about to battle corruption. Tell me,
Mm,
yeah, and allegedly, just Nyami Gbeisay have been coming up in other things. Nobody
mhm,
knows whether it's true. I don't know whether it's true, but we've heard a lot
mhm,
of things about him. That he's not too clean.
mm.
Mhm. So, but he said you battle corruption. I don't know what instrument does he have. Where is he going to stand? Because before you can move, the earth is round. The earth can actually move, but before you can move the earth, you must stand on something to move it.
Mhm.
So how is he going to do it?
Yeah, as I said, I don't believe what he's saying until I can see it happening for many reasons. One, he who is saying this, his past record, does not tell me that he will be able to do it. Secondly, the person that he's the managing our country today, which is Omer Joseph Barker, who doesn't believe in rule of law, will not give credence to whatever good judicial reform systems will be taking place. So for it to happen, in their watch, I don't think it's possible. So for this reason, well, I would say we'll wait and see how things will be, because the two held in our government, the chief justice and the president of the country. The chief justice has so many uh, deliberate story behind him, and also some of the attitude that he been exhibiting publicly, privately, that people know of, and the will the head of state is behaving towards legalities in our country. So how possible do you think, Linford, that those two people that are supposed to make the thing to work, they got this kind of character? How do you think they will make better thing in our country?
Well, this is a $1 million question that everybody's asking. You see, um, saying one thing and doing the next one are two different things. I can say, oh yes, I will bring down his car tomorrow. But I will say I'll bring down his car tomorrow, then you see me walking on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
See, so this is where the doubt comes in the minds of the people. You know, you look at past records and you look at present realities. So then you become a little bit doubtful. How? How is this going to happen? How possible is this? So, but in a case as Liberians, we can hope for the best. We can
Of course.
we can hope that what he's saying will be correct. And he continued to say that the reform of the judiciary is a national concern and should be treated as a national priority. The chief
Honestly,
justice.
yes, it's true. You know,
Yeah.
let me say one or two things in this thing here. You know, if we see today the more justice in our country because of the the way the judicial system is running. Several times you and I always argue among ourselves here. When I say people are traumatized, the people need deep traumatizations and all the kind of things. You say no, I think people are supposed to be sober by 19. But one of the cardinals reason why this thing then happen when somebody don't have confidence in justice system, the judicial system, they will let to take the law into their own hand. These are some of the things that are happening in our country. The people don't have no trust in the justice system. One case go there, you don't got money, you don't win a case. You know what I'm saying? Like so, all this, so many things are happening in that country. So at the end of the day, people begin to be what law of their own. So if the judicial system is transparent, transformed in a way that people know fully well that whatever case they take it down there, if it is wrong, they will be their way. If it is right, they will have justice. People will not take the law into their own hand. Like the video that were on trending everywhere in the social media a couple of days ago. People catching someone who stole motorbike, beating him to death publicly, and people standing by looking at it. You know what I mean?
But you talking about some time ago, just I think yesterday.
I said 3 days, 3 days.
3 days ago.
Yeah,
And similar thing happened almost 6 months ago
yes.
or 7 months ago,
It been happening because the
where they
people don't
killed
have
two
no
people.
trust in justice.
Yeah, and that will take us to our next topic. you know, this will take us to our next topic for discussions here. Uh, you know, Liberia. Sorry for the background noise.
I know the children then have to be there to me now.
This will take us to our next topic, where the police, the deputy police RG, is actually calling for or warning the citizens that if they do not desist, if they do not desist from attacking police, the police will use force, will apply force. Okay, so this is the deputy police chief, and
For operation.
So we will listen to what he's saying here. Say, and I think you can see the headline. It says police. It says force will be applied. Deputy Police Chief warns, and he
Mhm.
is saying that as police officers face repeated attacks from citizens, Deputy Inspector General of Police Nelson Freeman has urged members of the public to refrain from actions that endanger officers' lives. He warned that any such action will provoke a similar response in accordance with the use of force continuum. You are policemen. The deputy police chief is sounding this very, very strong warning that if the public does not desist from attacking police officers, they will resort to the use of force continuum. What is that in your police term?
That statement was very ruthless. That statement was very ruthless. Before you come out in the media and make such a statement that the police will retaliate forcefully against the citizen, you're supposed to know the reason why the people are going against the police. Arrest those situations first. Then it will avoid you from coming out to make such a statement. So these are some of the problem we have about something we call in a police world. They say constabulary police officers. Constabulary police officer is someone who does not behave according to the ethics of the police. So he being the deputy police directors for operation and talking such a statement is very, very ruthless. You're not supposed to say that. Don't don't be like a boogeyman to scare the citizens. You're supposed to be friendly with the citizens. I said it some time ago. Providing security for a stake doesn't simply mean to put uniform people on the street, masses uniform people on the street. Self-fashion can provide sound security in a nation. And coordination with the people will make you to know what the people are doing. But if you put barricade between you and the people, you will never know what the people are doing. So that statement, I think he need to take it back in the LeBron 10. So I don't think it's necessary for you to say that. Nobody anywhere in the world will allow for citizens to attack the law enforcer because the law enforcer is there to protect life and properties of every person. So if they can be targeted by the citizen, it's wrong. It's completely wrong.
Okay, and the paper is saying that the reason why uh, Deputy Archie Nelson said is because of the series of attacks that we have seen. We all have seen it, that police officers are being attacked. Everywhere they go, they're attacked. And the most recent one was three officers were wounded. And I think they had to shoot the guy who were in the scuffle with the police. And of course, there are other reports that this guy was mentally ill. But besides that, like you made reference to the motorcyclist. The people feel that if they go to police, the police will not do anything. Sometimes you call the police will not come on time. And you apprehend the person who is trying to harm you or steal from you, you grab him. While he's standing waiting for the police, the temptation is that you and the guy can go into some fight. So I think this is why he is saying that the public should start attacking police. But again, there is a parable. They say if you say the cat should not eat a fish, you should also tell the fish not to smell.
Mhm.
Okay, so if
Mhm.
so, I don't know. Or what do you think there is something lacking between the police and the public?
Yeah, public cooperation is lacking up. What the police need to do, we call a community police system. They need to introduce that. You understand what I'm saying? The country is just coming from war, where many people feel that they are man of their own. That is one. Number two, many people in the country doesn't have a job. What they're going to eat tomorrow, they didn't even know today what they're going to eat tomorrow. So people waking up in the morning with anger, frustration. So in that manner, coordination is the best way forward to make sure that you can get to the bottom of issue. You see, as I said, the police need to introduce. I think I got the information. I got many of my friends and relatives and things there in that place that they know what is going on in the policing. But the police are working on that. They found out that it's necessary to have a community police system. So once that is established, then you'll be able to have some control over the issue because you have to be in the midst of the people to know what they're doing. So the one that you're talking about, the three police officers were wounded. In the first place, the police handled that case very unprofessionally. You understand what I'm saying? And I said it in my talk show with SKTV. I said that in the first place, the police should not have just go and mass into the place that you're supposed to know the nature of the case. When you are called on to say something is happening somewhere, first thing before you go there, you have to know what is happening, who is doing it, how you doing it. You have to get all this preliminary information before you move there. But if you mass up to someone who got mental problem in his bedroom, refusing to go out because, according to the information we got, his girlfriend took a car to him to say they must take him to the hospital because he's not well. The man said, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm going to the church. The woman said, you have to go to the hospital, you're not well. The man said, no. And knowing the history of this man, he got mental problem. The woman called police to control the man. When you, the police, coming there for someone who got mental problem in his room, he not disturbing nobody on the street, what's the point of you breaking the door on him to say you're going to seduce him and taking him away? The, the approach was completely wrong in the first place. Therefore, you understand what I'm saying? So when he got there, broke the door on the man, got there, police here, open the door. The men are not coming out. Who broke the door, enter on the man. The man too went into defenses with the collar he had, this Masati. Shot the first man on his hand. The second man come to tie to grind him. Then they took the Masati from him. Now he had a bayonet on his side. He took it up and took the other man on his chest. The third person that came, he said, no, they think it's too much. Boom, shot him straight in his chest, full time. That was wrong. That was wrong. If I am the head of the police, I always first thing I would do. The
Yeah,
commander.
but let me stop you there and ask a question. This man, according to the incident, and this is a clear indication that you are armed. This attests to the fact that you are armed with the machete and the knife. The fact that he
Mm.
could wound police officers. So
Yeah, definitely.
don't you think this man was a public threat, or even a threat to his girlfriend, for which the girl called him and called the police?
You were threat, but you were not demonstrating it on the street.
Yeah, but nobody knows.
So
Nobody.
listen,
I'm not sure if there is
yeah, yeah. No, no,
any
no,
evidence that
no.
you are not dangerous.
There's a eyewitness evidence. There's an eyewitness evidence. The mental problem we are talking about is not just that day it became crazy. No, you've been having mental problem for several times. You understand what I'm saying? This is a man. that work in the government. He was even one of the assistant minister before. So the thing what I'm talking about, the way the police approach the situation, it requires strong disciplinary action. That's what I'm saying. If someone is being identified as a crazy person, if you want to handle such a person, I don't think that's the way that because the room that he was in, he alone was in a room. He was not there with anybody. He wouldn't refuse to come outside because his girlfriend say, I'm taking you to the hospital. And the man say, I'm not going to the hospital. If you're taking me to the church, I will come up. Look at that now, Nympho. What will you do in that case if you want to apprehend such a person? Your common
Well,
sense.
I mean, it's unfortunate, and the police. I don't know under what circumstances the police will just go to try to break the house. Probably the information they gave the police, because remember that this case did not start. This fight did not start between the police and the guy initially. It was the case was between he and his girlfriend, and the girlfriend called the police. So probably the information that the girlfriend might have given the guy, I mean the police, that's what made them to want to go to continue this guy. But in any case, whatever it was, I think the use of lethal force against a man with just a bare machete was wrong. That's why the police should have things that tasers. You can taser the man, and when you taser the man drop. If you can helpless, you can tie him. But to just use raw
We don't have
weapon
that equipment in
on a
Liberia.
man like that is bad.
Yeah, but Lympha, we don't have that equipment in Liberia. You are muted, my friend. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. So, but like I was saying, the use of raw lethal force on the man like that, I think it was bad. But again, it has happened, and all we can do now is, or all people can do now, the public can do is to warn, to take the warning that the police RG has given. Because trust me, I mean not the RG, the deputy RG. Trust me, the police can go anywhere and get in a scuffle with one or two person and shoot them down. And when you are dead, dead men can talk. The police will say the man was aggressive towards us because they have already warned them. So I think
Yeah.
the public too got to take record. I mean, or take notice of this warning. You see, there is no dead hero, right? There is no dead hero. So self-preservation, that's the first law of nature. In any case, the police are armed. You are not armed. One, that's the first thing. Number two, the police has the right to arrest you if they feel that you are a person of interest for
With a
something.
probable cause. With a
Yeah,
probable cause.
yeah. And they can arrest you, and go and establish a case against you, and it's left with you to exonerate yourself. So it is the right of the police to arrest you if they feel that you are of interest. Then it's left with you to cooperate with them and go. You see, because and that's why in a France country, when the police arrest you, they tell you, say, all your rights are reserved. Remain quiet until you can go before the law and explain yourself. And do not fight the police, because the police, the police is armed. Unless you are armed too. And if you are armed and you want to take it all with the police, then that's different thing. Either you or the police, one of you will die. Okay. So the police and the criminal, they always like the snake and the individual. When the individual sees the snake, whether the snake got good intention, the snake can talk. So what the snake will do is it will try to protect itself first, because it think that the person is going to kill him. And then the person too, when you see the snake first, you think that, oh yeah, the snake will bite me. So it's always, and I think one of the best thing to do, like what you said, is good that you former police officer, you got experience in this thing, is that the police should establish that rapport with the community. And every community should have police patrol. The police should be,
Community police.
yeah.
Community police.
I
It
live in a
cannot
small
be.
I live in a small city, and we hardly see the police. But when we see our police, they are all on in the traffic, controlling cars, or They are just driving around the town, and sometimes I joke them. I say, "Well, these guys are just eating money for nothing, and they burning government gas for nothing because this small town here, nothing happening." By Saturday, all the farmers come to town. They buy that small thing. They go. The whole you can fly airplane the whole city around 5 o'clock Saturday every day around 5 in the evening. You can ride. You explore
Even
bombing
with
the street there. You not kill nobody because everybody go home. Everybody in their houses. Okay, so there is hardly no crime there, but the police will always patrol. So that you see them driving around, and their presence. And I remember a few days ago, I saw the police today. There's a little junior high school here. I saw the police there playing basketball with the children. You know, they regularly visit the school. They just go around the school. They get down. They go to the school and walk around the building, and then come. They when the children also have for recess, they play with them. That alone can build confidence with the people. But in Africa, when you see the police, you think that your enemy because the police, the way they walk, when they say, even if they tell the police go bring that man, the way they will kind of arrest you, drag you, and all these things, it's very seldom in Africa to see, especially in Liberia, to see a police officer come to arrest you, that they will not hijack you, they will not put a hand in your trouser, or they will not drag you and knock you down and put handcuff on you. All the all recent pictures I've seen, police making arrests, all videos I see them, they are not dragging the person, throwing them in the car, and tearing their clothes. And no, here it's different. It's different. And the Norwegian police train Liberian police. So I don't know what type of training they got. Is there something? Is there a gap in the training or what? What you talk to me, Padoli?
unfortunately, I was not there to see what training they gave it to them. So I won't say anything about it. But what I do believe that if you know good rapport between the law enforcers and the citizens, there will be this kind of skirmishes among them. They will be having conflicts among them, and this respect will come in. The way things will be handled between them will be rough. So, all you can do all the training at the police institution. You come out to to apply it, but if you don't get a coordination from the citizens, your implementation will not be effective. So, first thing, the chief of police, they are working on it now, as I'm telling you. They're preparing to do the selection in the communities, meeting the community leaders and to 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 pre- to present them few uh, young stuff that they will give them some lab uh, preliminary approach in terms of police work, street police work, to serve in the communities, to serve as a community police. It will not be actual police force, but they will have some salary allocated for them for performing. They will serve like a informer to the national police. So they will observe things that going on is not correct. He could create a problem for the state. You will immediately inform the police on it. Police will shapely move there and continue it. So I think that system will help. And also, the government need to do something that to provide job for the people. The people are not busy. Linfo. People are not working. 85% of the population are not working. What do you expect us, for God's sake? Eh? Can you imagine one man coming from abroad will say, okay, let 100 people or 200 people go to the airport to welcome me. And you will see them going. And how much they will give to them for that? It's not about popularities, but it's about what they will be going to get that day. You will have some people to organize just a crowd and give them $5 for that day. And somebody who spent whole week, even got $5 US. And someone come to you say, look, you're going to spend over there for 2, 3 hours to work on 1 hour's better to show that he got popularity. We'll give you $5. You think they will not go? because the people not busy looking for. What we need to continue to tell any government, not only just about a government, any government for that matter in that country, first thing they need to focus on how to find job for the people. Let people be working. Let people have something to do to put food on the table, to occupy their mind at the end of the day. If you coming from home tired, we have the time to go stay on the street to watch any violence or to participate in any violence? No. So the situation is just that way. That one of the major problems the country have. And the city is overcrowded. Everybody has left the interiors and come in the city. Doing nothing, absolutely. Those are supposed to be in the interior, in the rural area, making farm, doing so all of this different thing. All of them has come to the city. Like my village, I called it last time. All the people I knew during my youth day, and we all used to be in our villages at time and thing there. I learned that they are in Monrovia. What are you doing there? You know, say everybody come to the city.
Yeah,
We
everybody come for this city experience. Like it reminds me of America. Where America is where the melting pot is. So everybody's going there, and Trump is saying no, you'll go back. The same thing in Monrovia.
Mhm.
I have similar experience. Uh, because before I left Liberia, uh, in my town, uh, people the market with me then used to come bring. In fact, as a matter of fact, one of the biggest market is around my area in Vonkante. One of the biggest market in Vonkante is Zonda market is right next to me.
Yeah, yeah, Zota.
Yeah, just 20 minute walking you in Zonda. So
Mm-hmm.
we used to have surplus of pepper,
I know Zota very well.
surplus of everything, right?
Mhm.
And that's a picture I have in my head. So after 14 years, when I go to Liberia, uh, I have gone for the feast of my late father, and we finished buying all the things in Monrovia, the sukan, drinks, and everything, meat and everything. In fact, we had a cake out, we got everything, but we're going. I'm thinking that I think the pepper and thing we see it in the town. Then my brother said, "No, we got to buy the pepper from Red Light." I said, "What?" I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Yeah, you can't find nothing. All the farmers now come to the town. Nobody
Okay.
making farm anymore."
Okay.
So you see, that it's changing. I mean, I agree with that. We don't expect people to be the same way, but again, every society, every change in society comes with its own problems. You see, when the more people get advanced, the more problems will come. Now, like it goes back again to the social life, social media, where people sit down and when I was growing up, when I was small boy, when people used to die, anybody die in our town, that whole part of the quarter, that time, that part, we can pass there with the small children, we can go there for maybe a few days or a few weeks. We're afraid. Even I remember, people when they bury somebody, they used to bury people along the road,
Mm.
like maybe going to the other town, the other road. When they bury
Mm-hmm.
people there, we can pack with the children, we can go park way on the other side of the bush because we don't want to
Yeah.
see that fresh grave. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, you got social media where they're killing somebody right on live on
Mm.
social media, on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
People filming, going
Mm-hmm.
live while they're killing the person
Standing
here.
there,
Yeah. So you
standing there.
see,
You will know.
so all these things can affect people's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And and and
I
and
mean,
and that's the change in society that can have also positive or negative effect on people. So we don't expect Liberia to be how it used to be, or all other countries to be what they used to be.
the
But the
country can
question
be
is,
transformed.
how do we?
But yeah,
The question is, how do we cope? How do we cope with the change, or how do we catch up with the change, and
okay.
also try to counter all of the bad that comes with the change? Well, our time is fast spent. We're going to be closing it at 10:30. So
Mhm.
I don't know if there's anything that you want us to talk about before we go.
Yeah, let me just brainstorm this particular topics concerning about the social activities in our country. The country need transform. One of the things that we're going to do if our party begin the government, ANC, we got a plan. We got a entire war plan for the country. How the country will be safe. As I said initially, we're not going to focus on putting a lot of uniform people on the street. to make the country safe. We're going to provide means for people to survive, to make the country safe. We have that plan already. We're also going to make sure that the
But
rural area.
it will take time though. It will take time to
Yeah,
get
it will
everybody
take
working.
time, but listen to me. In our Liberian common language, we say horror, horror, boss, trust, isn't it so? You are a journalist. You know what I'm talking about. In our country, we always say horror, horror, boss, trust. If you hurry up with planning, you will not plan properly. You have to take time. Start from the grassroots level to make things to work. We're going to start from the interior. We're going to make people to, if you tell people to go back to their village at time to stay there, you have to have a mean, have what they can sit on. You see, it happened in
Yeah,
Ghana.
and this is where,
Let me tell you this story before you come
yeah,
forward.
and that's why I'm saying it takes time. Okay,
Yeah, you will
uh,
take time.
yeah.
You will take time. Maybe
So in
we
that
might not be
interim,
in
in
it,
that
but we
interim,
will
what will be
initiate
happening?
it. We initiate it. You see, what happened in Ghana when Jerry really took over as a president, he organized certain things because vigilantes Ray. They will go because the city was packed the same way because there was no job in Ghana. The Ghanaians will everybody will come in the city. Just be crowded. The crime rate was too heavy. Sitting there. When Jerry Ray took over, what he did, they organized a special a security system that will go from quarter to quarter, from town to town, to ask the young people when you see young people standing doing nothing, they will stop them. They're not going to arrest you. They will stop and ask you, what are you doing here? What is your career? You tell them why you learn. Okay. Where which country, which region you come from? You tell them. You take down your detail. We ask you, what are you doing here now in this city? You're not from this city here. You come here. We explain to them. You will say, okay, we'll take you back to your region. We'll give you starting how to begin your life. They did that. You know fully well that many of our Liberian people today, when anything happens, they say they're going to Ghana for this, for that, for this. The place is secure. The business people coming from everywhere to establish business because of what? Security, job available every corner. The government do that planning. They take nearly 5 years to put that situation in place. Why we can do it? You know the Liberian war finished over 20 years now.
Yeah, but you see, so now when you ask me, when you hear me asking these questions, the Liberian people that you know and that I know, if you promise them that we'll do this, the people look for quick fix. So the rescue mission
We're
came.
not promising
Yeah, but
nobody.
when I let me talk, the rescue mission came. They said they'll do this, they'll do that. They gone 2 years, just 2 years, and people are having problem with them. So when you talk about when the ANC takes power, you'll fix the economy and people will be working. In the first 1 year, the people will start complaining. Oh, you say you'll do this because you deal with hungry people that got
Yes,
nothing, people
yeah, the
who
people
who
right.
people who are like bird babies. They just say
Mm-hmm.
in the nest, they are more open. Anything they might bring, they open their mouth, they swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
That the kind of people that citizens who got in Liberia. And you can't blame them. It's been like that for the past, I know, 2, 3 decades since the
Mm-hmm.
war. So they are very dependent. And like we are saying, these people come from in the interior to come to because say that your village, okay,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in one country, you came from the
Mm-hmm.
King Moro. I mean,
I'm from
just
Bomande, yeah.
yeah, we just talking about present situation. We just
Mm-hmm.
example that you were there with your friends and all the occasion happened, and then you came Monrovia after 2 weeks. Then your friend hear that but don't get job. In fact, you go by, you wearing new clothes now. They say, then your friend say, no, but me, I can't say that. I gotta go too. This is how people can migrate because they
Mm-hmm.
want to the same way. Everybody right now, you call Liberia, say who all want to come here? I get 10 visa. You'll get 1,000 people rushing
Mm-hmm.
to come here. So the thing is, everybody want good life. So that especially in a country like Liberia, the people they are anxious. They any kind of means they want to make it to live. I know people who are working, but they still want to come to Europe or America. So the thing is, it's not going to be easy for any government to take any government that takes over. You may have that good plan, but the people are not patient. In as much as they are not really in their mind, they are not also patient. And some of them do have the qualification to even work, but they want get that that
Yeah,
dream
you know,
dream life.
maybe, maybe sometime you have now have a direct discussion with my party leader. You are muted. I'm not
I,
hearing you.
I did. Mr. Cummings and myself in Germany, in Hanover, we sat down on a football field. We talked for
Mm,
more than 30 minutes. I did. And
all right.
we've been
So,
having meeting with him, on
all
Zoom.
right.
I mean, on Zoom and on the scene network. But the thing is, I can see reality far away. What
You
I
see,
know is there is
mm,
no quick fix. It's not
mm,
possible to just say it will
I
happen
did not,
this fast.
yeah, Limbo, I did not tell you the problem our country have now. If we take over, you are muted, fellow.
Me because background noise.
Yeah, okay. Let me tell you something. I did not tell you immediately when we take when we take over, we will make the country to be heavy. I didn't tell you that. I said we will work on the problem we have. Before a medical doctor cure a sickness, he must diagnose it. When you diagnose the sickness, then you will be able to cure it. Our leaders, you have the potential to cure the sickness we got because he have already diagnosed it. He's a renowned business entrepreneur where he worked as a general manager for a company worldwide. He managed it for many years without any one single loophole. So right now, Labrador deserves manager, good manager to manage that country. We don't want no politician who will come and say, I will do this, I will do that, and he have no ideas to do it. We not like that. So our boss know what to do, how to do it. That's why I'm telling you, I won't be able to disclose all the strategies right here now because the statement we're making, he will go worldwide. People will hear it from everywhere. Some of our opposition politicians would like to take note of it in this. I can tell you every strategy we have in hand. But when we're there, we have the belief that we're able to solve the problem. Our party is to face, not to rescue. Rescue people say they're going to rescue the Labrador people from in the hand of Georgia. When the king they start rescuing themselves because they were poor. They start women back who were living on loan. Look at the project you have right now in his village where he never even built one single house in that country. He was there for so many years. For 40 years, he worked for the government. One single house he never built for the community or for himself. Now he building a entire city, $10 million project. Now he undertaking in his village. Do you think that making to rescue the Labrador people or he can to rescue himself? So we are not like that. I am telling you, we will do everything
Okay.
because
Thank you so much, Padole, for the show tonight. What we hope for as Liberians is to see the best for the country. And I got a friend who came from Liberia just 2 3 days ago, and she said, "Yeah, some things good are happening in Liberia too. And like the roads that they are completing, that's something good. So the next government that will come, if they have very good plan, they can also take it from there. And what we want, generally, all Liberia, what we want is that good life for Liberia. And so, on that note, we let you say thank you very much for being with us. We'll be here on Friday this week. I may not be here on Friday. I'm not too sure if I'll be here on
yeah,
Friday
but where Jimmy gonna be here Friday, isn't it?
because I got a trip to make. So, we hope to be here again. Even if I'm not here, all the people will be here. So we want to take you home with this beautiful song. We hope that you can relax and enjoy it while we're going home.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Our Liberian music, right?
Yeah, sure. Oh, what is it?
So many reasons I could be by myself. I don't give. Esse bonario, CBDP, Tipila, Atala.
Just to produce a creation.
So many reasons I could be by myself. I don't keep any friends in young bad. Sometimes friends can take tears from my eye. I don't treat them bad, but they can treat me bad. I show them clear how to show me rocking eye. Friendship, oh, unite you with me. So everything they call friendship, I do you cool. I put it one side. Put it one side. Yeah, you know, put it one side.